everybody. It's wrecking you my dancing. Welcome, I'm Lauren. I'm digging this new music. I know I had to, if you missed my last couple shows, I shared that the music I had been using, I had a license for, but it wasn't good enough for YouTube. They wanted you to use stuff from their own library, and I didn't think I'd find anything I liked, but I certainly did. I like that. It's called Some College. That's the name of the song, Some College. Anyway, thanks for being here. It's Tuesday, April 15th here in the United States. That is known as Tax Day. So hopefully none of you are too stressed out over that. I've been coming to you. This is now week 5. I'm sharing my 2025 grow list in Lauren fashion, slowly. I don't do everything slowly, but when it comes to tomatoes, I like to pause and give each one its due and share what the variety is, a photo, of course, as long as it's available, breeder information, as long as that's available, origin, and any cool stories that may accompany it, or how I got the tomatoes. So it tends to go slowly. So I'm right now on my list. Here's the problem with my list. I've been sharing with you, ideally I'd like to be at 125 varieties, which by all accounts is insane, right? I know so many of you grow even more than that. But what I realistically get up to is like 145. And then I get my hands on some super, super rare stuff that just blows up the entire grow list. This happened to me very recently, just end of last week. So I'm going to have to, stuff that I'm sharing that I'm growing, I will be sharing that it's probably falling off the list as long as these other things germinate. But that's part of the fun of tomatoes, and these are fun problems to have. I mean, if getting your hands on super, super rare stuff, yeah, what problems, Lauren? Not a problem here. The problem is, and for those of you that may have problems trying to reduce your grow list, is where do you start? Because we don't pick a grow list because varieties sound just okay. We choose our grow list because everything sounds amazing to us. So how do you take a grow list of amazing things and whittle it down? It's just really difficult. And then if you take it off, for me at least, I'm like, but what if that's what if that's going to be like the best tomato I've ever tasted? That's what I think. But that's okay. These are fun problems in this hour, who am I kidding? This time together on Tuesdays, and I have a show on Thursdays at this time called Lauren's Tomato Awesomesauce. I'll be there this Thursday, same time, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And hope you caught my Tomato Talk Live with Jen on Friday, this past Friday. It was the 11th, I think. We talked about our favorite tomatoes of all time, which was a fun episode. I forget where I was going with the Thursday show. I don't know what I was going to say about the Thursday show. Just tune in. I know. The Tuesday shows, Thursday shows, Tomato Talk Live with Jen, they're really, for us, they're a way to, escape into the world of tomatoes for a while. We love tomatoes. Those of you watching, chances are you love tomatoes, or you wouldn't be hanging in there with me all this time, all these shows. And I did an Instagram post today showing 2 different varieties in the shape of a heart that I'm holding. One is Uptown Funk, one is Suffer Well. And just kind of talking about how life is hard and we all live with some kind of pain, whether it's emotional, physical, spiritual, financial. Nobody is immune from living with some kind of pain and struggle in their lives. So I look to provide you with some hours to forget about that and just have fun growing tomatoes, because honestly, gang, it's got to be fun. It should be fun. And that's what Kina, Jen, and I in our group, by the way, is Tomato Lovers Collective and Swap. We're on Facebook. Please join Facebook just to join our group. You won't be sorry. We feel strongly about keeping our community a safe place. There's zero drama. And it's a place to just have fun, to root each other on, to maybe give seeds to somebody who's looking for a variety you have, or vice versa, getting varieties sent to you that have been on your wish list forever. So I hope I provide you with that. I think I do, but it is for me on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I really look forward to it. So I come to you live. If it's your first time watching, hello. This is episode 5 of my 2025 Grow List. You can find the previous 4 recordings on my YouTube channel, Mr. and Mrs. Tomato Head. If you can please subscribe. If you don't, that helps me out a lot. You can also find more detailed reviews of tomatoes I've grown before on my Instagram, which is, here it is, Mr. and Mrs. Tomato Head again. The Mr. and Mrs. Tomato Head is my husband, Rob. He's more of a behind-the-scenes kind of guy. Doesn't love to be on camera, but he does exist, and he is awfully cute. We've been together since high school, believe it or not. And we've been growing tomatoes together for 30 years. But anyway, we like to come to you live because I like to come to you live because I like to share in the excitement with you all. I like to get your feedback. If I'm growing something, which is what I'm showing on these Tuesday shows, or, other varieties that on Thursdays I talk about just any 10-ish varieties that I'm obsessed with that week. So if people have grown it, that's really helpful feedback, not only from me, but from the rest of those watching. So I do get behind in comments. Let's see who's here. Sherman, of course, you were first. Happy Tuesday. Hi, Lauren, fellow tomato enthusiast. Is this the finale? Maybe one more week. I counted. It's going to be 2 more episodes, including this one. So it'll be this one, and I should be able to finish up next week. Unless we whip through them really quickly today, I don't see how that's going to happen. Kenneth, here early today. You didn't almost forget. I was going to finish planting out today, but it can wait until tomorrow. I'm proud of you, Kenneth. You were early. Who else do we have here? Dewana was early today. Thanks for being here. And I see Blah Blah's here. Hi, Blah Blah. And Mike Williams is here. Hi, Mike. Thanks for joining in. If you're watching on Instagram, unfortunately, my platform, EV Mux, while I can stream to Instagram, I can't get comments back from Instagram. So if you're commenting and I don't respond, that's because I can't see it. So you can just bebop over to my YouTube channel, Mr. and Mrs. Tomato Head, and you will be able to comment and be a part of the fun in the comments if you'd like. No pressure at all. People, you're welcome to lurk and not say a word. That's fine. I'm just glad you're here. Right now we have 58 viewers, and we've just gotten started, and that's not including Instagram either. Hi, Leslie. Glad you're here. And Rana's here. Hi, Rana. And Kathy just put together a nice envelope for you. Nice to see you here, my dear friend. Mary's here. Hi, Mary. You posted something in the group today that I wholeheartedly embrace. I won't get into it, but I'm sure you know what it is. I was grateful for your response to that. Elizabeth Bang is here. Hey, Elizabeth. And Francis is here getting my soil ready. I know I'll have to drop another seed. Hi, y'all. Yeah, speaking of which, hi, Francis. Best way to watch my show is with a notebook and pen, because you may see things that you want to add to your grow list. If it's something that's hard to find, and that's kind of typical with my grow list for this year, Add it to, we have Seed Seeking Saturdays in Tomato Lovers Collective and Swap. We also have an ongoing Most Wanted. You can have one Most Wanted variety listed at a time when it's found, and hopefully it's found. You can delete that and add another one. So we do offer ways to seek and get seeds, and you just never know. Hi, Amanda. Glad you're here. Christina's here. Hi, Christina. And Achillea's here on vacation this week, but nothing stops me from watching Lauren. Well, that's a nice compliment. I'm glad you're on vacation. I hope it's somewhere nice and relaxing for you. Hi, Nicole. Hi, Tomato Peeps, she says, speaking my language. Tomato Peeps. Hi, Karen. Happy Tomato Tuesday. Deb is here. Hi, Deb. Hello, hello. Hello, Lauren and all. Hey, Deb. And Tiffany's here. Happy Tomato Tuesday, everyone. If it's your first time watching, put that in the comments. We'd like to all say hello to you. We love having new viewers, for sure. Hi, Sherva. Glad you're here. Hi, Annette. Annette. Hi, Annette. Nice to see you. And Harley's here, the swamp bitch. Nice to see you, Harley. And Kristen, yay, able to catch you live. This definitely will cheer me up from my intercepted seed order. I know, such a bummer. Kristen got seed intercepted from Cultive Taru. And somebody else I spoke with this morning had the same thing happen. Really unfortunate. Mine made it to me just fine. I did a unboxing for them like 2-3 weeks ago. They recently reopened being able to place orders from the United States. I had fine luck, but I know of at least 2 others who didn't. You're always taking a chance, unfortunately. So sorry about that. I've had seeds intercepted before, not from them, but from others, and it really is a bummer. It's heartbreaking. Hey, Brian, Mr. Video Man, happy gardening. Brian, if you're in the group, you'll notice he's been doing gardening stuff on TikTok. So thank you, Brian, for sharing it with us. I'm glad to see some of the techniques that I use that work well for you too. Hey, Kristen, nice to see you. Are you wearing the same overall bibs? Are you kidding, Amanda? Yeah, I'm not wearing a tomato shirt today because it's a relatively nice day. I mean, relatively, it's in the low 60s, but I wanted to plant more today. So these are brand new from Duluth Trading Company, which is where I get pretty much all of my overalls. And they're super cute. I didn't need another pair, but this has seed packets all over them, as you can see. And there are tomato seeds somewhere. Where are they? Pansies. Here's tomatoes right here. In there. So I had to get them, of course. I can't believe you're wearing them today. They're the most comfortable things in the world. They have elastic these, so they come on and off really easily, like when you need to use the bathroom or something. I'm a big fan of the Duluth Trading Company overall bibs, and these shirts I also am obsessed with. Underneath, it's called their No Yank Tank, and you really don't ever have to yank them. So I can't believe it, Amanda. I wish you could send me a picture. Send me a picture over private messenger if you want. That's very, very cool. Who else do we have here? Satya's here. Hey, Satya. And Amy. Hi, Amy. And our friend Linda's here. Hello, fellow tomato heads. Kim L is here. Where'd you get your overalls? Yes, Duluth Trading Company. Once I got my first pair, and it was only last year, I got many pairs. They're fantastic, and you can often get sales from there. This is a new design, so probably not on sale yet, but you can get others. And I'm telling you, the elastic, and then it's got all these great pockets. It's great for gardeners. So I always keep my Sharpie pen because I do it for a lot of labeling. The phone can go in here, and then there's another pocket behind it. I should be getting paid from them. Zippered pockets here, and then the bottoms are long, but they also offer a way. Look at me, I'm modeling overalls, for goodness sakes, that you can roll them up and then button them so they can be more like capris, which is what I always do. I never wear them long. Yeah, Duluth Trading Company. Kina, she's away also. Glad you're watching, Kina. Today, tomato FOMO is real. You're right, it is real for sure. Rowena says, I've already moved so many varieties to my 2026 grow list that it's probably half full. It's going to be another crazy year next year. I know. I hear you. Things I'm having to drop this year, moving to next year. I'm having trouble with, I hate to say this, Armenian. How about you, Rowena? I think I planted another seed. It's been 10 days, so it's certainly not out of the realm of possibility, but yeah, I really want to grow that one. I'm having pretty good luck overall. Oh, blah, blah. Thank you for helping us forget our struggles. You're very welcome. Thank you guys for being here. Really, it's in the middle. Well, I don't know where you are in the world. It depends. For Kina, it's nighttime, but I know life is so busy. So the fact that you take this time and so many of you come to every show or you pop in when you can, it really means a lot. And it helps me to feel very, I don't know, just comfortable. Like I'm just talking with friends, which is exactly what I'm doing while also sharing about tomatoes. So that's a really nice thing to say. You got your toddler some, Tiffany. Me and your toddler, and and Amanda too. Once I saw the seed packets, I knew I had to get this pair. Yeah, blah blah. You definitely want to check them out. They're I think they're just called their bib overalls. They have ones that are lined and all of that. You don't want that. But check out the sales too, because they do have really good sales often. Kristen says, excited to grow Dusky Maiden and Suffer Well. They are my rock stars already, and I think they'll be the first ones transplanted for sure. That's good to hear. I've actually been debating. Dusky Maiden is now on my bubble. It's germinated just fine, but I've just had a couple circumstances come up where I need to make some drastic changes, I think, unless I just cram some into grow bags, like 2 per grow bag. We shall see. Hey, Larry, glad you're here. And Teresa's here. Hi, Teresa. And Terry's here. Hi, Terry. You may know a little something about me having to change my grow list. Just saying. Larry, a live one. Oh, you never usually catch the lives, Larry? Well, I'm glad you're here. Glad you're here with us. Hey, Jocelyn. Glad you could be here. Oh, MB's first time watching live. Hi there, MB. Nice to meet you. I'm really, really glad you're here, and I hope you have fun along with us. Thanks for being a supporter and supporting the channel. I appreciate it. Missy's here. Hi, everyone. Happy Tomato Tuesday. Missy was one of my angels this week. I don't know if I should get more into it, but thank you, Missy, for being an angel for me this week. Did I miss something with Callie? Somebody said, have fun, Callie. Oh, here it is. I missed you, Callie. I'm here for a bit. Mom and I are heading to see the Toronto Blue Jays. Go Jays, go. That will be fun. You should spending time with did you say your mom? Yeah. Spending time with our parents is precious. Nothing, even tomatoes, trumps that. All right. And Linda agrees, love their no yank tanks. I own a lot of tanks, and there's nothing like these no yank tanks. You truly don't have to yank them. And I have a long torso, so they work well for me. Hi, Jerry. Nice to see you. Amy D is here. Oh, hey, my tomato sister. Yes, I'm so glad you're watching. Is it Elena? Is that how you pronounce it? I think so. Nice to see you live. Nice to see you here. Drew says, don't despair. I planted out my peas a month ago. Some are just sprouting. Same, Drew. Totally same. My peas have been out in an in-ground section, and they're germinated, but they haven't done much yet. I got my potatoes planted yesterday, which I've been wanting to do for a while, but it has been a bit chilly, so it may even be a little too early for those, but I did get those planted. I only had one Armenian germinate, and it was a helmet head, so I have 3 more in to germinate. Okay, I'm glad it's not just me. I think I put 1 more in. I may want to put 2 more in because that's one I don't want to get off the grow list at all. Some of the ones that aren't germinating yet, I'm like, all right, that's an easy one to get off the grow list. I will not accept Armenian. I will not. I must grow it. Deb says, anyone else impatient when it comes to germination? I'm waiting on 18 varieties to pop. So what did I do? I started another 30 varieties. Why doesn't tomato math ever add up? I'm alone. I'm pretty good at math, and tomato math never adds up for me either, Deb. Surprise, surprise. Not sure why. Hi, Yvette. Hello from France. Yep. Deb, I'm in your tribe for sure. Hi, Sashka. Nice to see you here. No, Deb, you're not alone. Nope. Yeah, I can't believe you're able to watch live from Russia. I'm so excited. We've recently gotten to know each other, and I think we like a lot of the same tomatoes. So nice to see you. I don't know how to pronounce your name in English. I'm thinking Elena the way it looks, but you can feel free to correct me. I'd like to call you something. And I'm glad my seeds are making their way to you. Okay. Oop, one more. Oh, Roxanne's here. Hi, Roxanne. And you grow Rose here. Hi, friends. First, I thought that was a different language. Okay. So what do I have to say today? No announcements other than I'll be back on Thursday for Lauren's Tomato Awesome Sauce with 10-ish new varieties I'm obsessed with this week. Amy's already given one that is on my list, and it's a ever-changing, not an ever-changing list, but my list for what I talk about on Thursdays kind of evolves through the week based on what I'm obsessed with that week, just as it's advertised. And Amy reminded me of something today that is number one. All right, so last week we left off on the M's. For those of you first time watching, I do this in alphabetical order, unless something pops up that I stick in there. But we left off on micro wine, and I don't know if you're just joining in. It looks like there will be 2 this episode and then 1 more, and then I'll be done with the grow list. So even though we're only halfway through the alphabet, we are way more than halfway through this actual series. So micro wine was Lucas Wallman. It's a cross of, what was it a cross of? Microberry, which I grew last year, and daddle wine. So looking forward to that multiflora. Okay, next one is kind of on the bubble now. It's germinated, it's in soil. Everything at this point is in soil and likely germinated. but I need to have some things go. This one has been on my 2025 grow list for months. It's called Milwood's Inspiration. Heidi Dolan, I took the picture on the left is from you. Thank you very much. Maybe the one on the right also. Yeah, it must be because it looks like the same tomato. Let me tell you about Milwood's Inspiration. And this, I got this as a free seed packet with my order from Secret Seed Cartel. And Terry at SSC says Milwood's Inspiration was bred by Rob Two Hawks in Ohio. He named it in honor of the late Gary Milwood from Louisville, Kentucky. Mr. Milwood was my tomato mentor when I just started out growing. He was a wonderful, kind man. He was in charge of all the tomato seedlings for Earl Feineman Garden Center in Louisville, Kentucky. He also dressed as a clown for parades and charities. I think the last time I focused on this during my show, which would have been Lauren's Tomato Awesome Sauce, I feel like had pictures of him as a clown. I think maybe Terry had given them to me because that was a big part of his life. Plant shape and vigor are medium to strong, easy to maintain in cold seasons, medium-sized leaves with short internodes, making it easy to cultivate, very early ripening, with both flowering and coloring progressing quickly. By the way, if you have grown this or are growing this, put so in the comments. Okay, so the fruit are extremely excellent, and I know Heidi in her review said the same thing. At least one other person whose opinion, as far as palates are the same, said it was great. So when Heidi says she loves something, generally my radar goes up. Fruit remains stable in the latter half of the cultivation period. Fruit is firm, keeps well, and stores well. Little cracking or irregular fruit, and the fruit is well balanced, so the rate of excellency is high. So that's Milwood's Inspiration. Yvette's growing it. I'm growing Milwood's Inspiration this year. Oh, okay. So it would be Ellen or Elin, maybe. Elin. Ellen would be 2 L's in the English language. Elin, how does that sound to you? Thank you for telling me. I may have to add this to the list for next year, being from Kentucky, not so far from Louisville. I've heard amazing things about it. Is Evelina out there? Anybody grown it? It may be sort of new on the scene, just within the last couple of years. But yeah, this might be on the bubble. It's looking good. But speaking of the bubble, if I have to remove anything, I mentioned this. We mentioned it during Tomato Talk Live during my shows last week. Jen and I have scheduled our May meetup. It is Friday, May 9th. We have booked a large pavilion in Carlisle, Pennsylvania at Letort Park. I will be putting out in the group a reminder, but we're inviting any of you out there within driving distance of Carlisle, Pennsylvania. For Jen and I, it's 2.5 hours each. And we're going to meet up, and any extra seedlings I have that I haven't already promised to people will be given away there. And I have some really amazing seedlings. And then some basil and things. And I encourage you, if you have extra seedlings, why not try to swap it or give it to other tomato heads? But Jen and I really, really hope that so many of you will come out. I realize it's impossible for everybody. But if you're within, what you consider driving distance, we sure would love to have you. I'm going to bring my seed binders also so we can swap seeds. Jen and I will be doing our show, but the rest of the day it'll be open pretty much all day. We get the pavilion at 12:30, and we don't have to turn in the key to the bathroom at 8, so we have it all day long. We would love to see you guys. So keep that in mind. So anything that's on the bubble that may fall off my list, you may have a chance to get it. Okay, next one. Misora. This is a special one. Marco, I don't know if you're watching. My friend Marco, I mentioned him a lot. He's from Germany, and he has turned me on to several varieties that I wouldn't have ordinarily known about, notably Verde de las Landas, which I know many of you have been getting seeds, seeking seeds for that. It's a green one right from Spain. A lot of Spanish varieties. This one's different. This one's from Japan. And if you can see, the photo on the left has a little box there. People order these gourmet tomatoes. They're called Misora. They spend a fortune on them. Marco says it's a regular leaf plant producing pink, small to medium-sized round tomatoes. It's a Japanese tomato variety that was bred with the aim of particularly good taste. It's considered a connoisseur variety in Japan and is quite expensive on the markets. In Japan, very sweet tomato varieties are preferred, so Misora stands out there with its nice accompanying acidity, but still this variety is very sweet and also aromatic. It's one of my favorite tasting medium-sized tomatoes. So this is staying on the grow list. I've got 2 very healthy seedlings. Has anybody ever tried Misora? Growing Misora? It's, oh, I'm missing some comments. I didn't scroll down far enough. Let's go back to Millwoods. I thought you grew it, Kina, but it didn't do good in my garden. Oh, but your mom grew it. Did well there. Missy grew Millwood last year. Tolerated the heat great, but it is a monster, easily over 8 feet. Good to know. Good to know. Nicole, I'm so excited for Carlisle. I have seeds and plants to share. Yay, I'm so excited you're coming. More talk about Duluth Trading Company. Duluth does have plus sizes, and they run large, definitely size down a size. You can get them on sale for $30 to $40 sometimes if you sign up for their emails. Yes, I've signed up for their emails and their texts because it gives you good prices. Kenneth says Millwood sounds like something I might want to grow. Okay. Nobody's grown Misora. I'm anxious to try it. Really anxious to try it. Honestly, when I look at the color of it and the interior, it looks like a big nothing burger to me. Looks a bit anemic on the inside, but I know better. I know to not necessarily, looks does grab me, but I know that look inside doesn't necessarily mean much. So thank you, Marco, if you're watching, for seeds for this. Oh, this one I had on my wish list. And it's our new Russian variety by Zagalin, who I've mentioned quite a bit lately. He's on my grow list. And my friend Lydia from Carolina's Paradise, she just sent me an envelope of, I don't know, just about all of his varieties, which was such a treat. But this one I actually got from a friend who's able to order from Russia. So I got it from her months ago. I won't put her on the spot. Mordovian Malachite. So, of course, the Malachite in the name grabs me, even though it has nothing to do with Malachite box or Malachitовая шкатулка. But my friend was able to get me 2 seeds that came directly from Zagalin himself. It's a potato leaf. First generation was 2021. It's an indeterminate growing up to 2 meters or 6.5 feet. Fruits are bicolor, flat, round, greenish malachite with pink red. Mid-season, the pulp is tender, greenish cream with pink streaks, very good harmonious taste and good yield. Anybody else growing this, or did you have an opportunity to grow it last year? Hi, Justin. Glad you're here. Good morning. So that's I was doing a happy dance when I was able to get 2 seeds from this, and both seeds germinated. So yay me. Even if things haven't come off my bubble, I have a lot of extras because I'm not capable of removing healthy second seedlings, especially if they're hard to find seeds. I just can't do it. I can do that with like a Cherokee Purple or something like that, or Jarson 1 tricolor where I have a million seeds, but for rare seeds, I just can't do it. All right, this one's got a great story, and I know many of you have received these seeds as well. It's officially an unnamed tomato grown by a woman named Sybil Gorby. But because there's no name, and my friend who gave me the seeds needed something to name it, she calls it Mrs. Gorby. So I think somebody's growing this for a Kentucky Appalachian heirloom grow out. Origin from the United States. Let me share with you the story about why Mrs. Gorby is so special. And you can, if you Google Sybil Gorby tomato, you will find several articles about her. She's quite the tomato superstar. So they came with note. They're from the same lineage of a 92-year-old woman named Sybil Gorby, who has been growing this tomato since 1965. My friend Cynthia, who gave me the seeds, grew it this year, and being a new gardener, plus it being a lousy weather year, she only got a few fruits, but she kindly sent some seeds to me. She knew I would love the story, and I do. And then this part comes from an article. In 1965, a friend gifted her some tomato plants that she claimed bore exceptional fruit, and the rest is history. And she said, I decided to save the seeds at the end of the season and planted them again at my house, Gorby said. They grew into such large tomatoes and everybody liked them. The name of the particular strain of tomato has been lost to time, but that doesn't seem to bother Gorby or anyone who tries them, for that matter, because they are unparalleled in flavor and texture. She said they have a sweet taste. They're the most delicious tomatoes I've ever had, and with over 90 years of experience, Gorby knows what she's talking about. I don't know what it is, but it's like magic, Morodi said. Those seeds just grow into these wonderful tomato plants. Who else is growing Mrs. Gorby? You're also growing Achilea? Good. Hey, Christy. Happy to have made it. Better late than never. No worries. We're a couple tomatoes in, but no worries. Hey, Jen. I'm growing that one. Of course you are. Hi, everyone, and my beautiful friend. Glad you're here, my friend. Have a safe drive home. Cordaro and Ansel just set out all our plants out in the sun for a little hardening off. Hi, Ansel and Cordaro. Ansel's our little tomato head buddy. Anybody else growing Mrs. Gorby this year? I think her daughter has been giving out seeds too. I'm excited for this. This is we've got 2. I was going to say we've got 2 big ones we're growing. We've got 2 that are known as large varieties, this one and Big Malacca. But a lot of the varieties I'm growing are often saying they're growing over 1 pound. So we shall see. Last year we grew large membranous because my son thought the name was funny, and we grew it not really thinking of it, and it grew clusters of tomatoes that were all bordering around 2 pounds. Ours was like 2.5 pounds. We didn't prune. We didn't do anything. That thing grew monsters. So you just never know. And the Jarsons, a lot of the Jarsons were huge. So you just never know. There's like a whole community of people that grow large tomatoes. I forget, there's at least one group about it. So they have like a list Oh, I have another one I'm growing too, which I talked about last week. As a matter of fact, I can't pronounce it. It's in Polish, but yeah. So we'll see what we end up with. Teresa says, I sure want to now, if even just to carry on her legacy. I agree. We must save the tomatoes. Okay. And Amy D's growing Mrs. Gorby. Yay. And Sri Devi's here. Hi, Sri Devi. Thanks for joining us. Okay, next on the list, Nano's Meatball Dwarf. Not really a surprising one. I grew it last year. It also made my top tomatoes of all time list so far. Grew it for the first time last year, which is the first year they were made available from Secret Seed Cartel. We rated it, I forget if it was a 9 or a 9.5. It could have been a 9 and no, I think it was a 9 out of 10. Just about as close to a perfect tomato in my view as you can get. Plants topped out at 30 inches. They were smaller dwarfs. I grew one inside this year. It did okay. I got one fruit. It wasn't great. But this is a delicious variety. It has all kinds of sweetness and acidity and lingers on the palate for eternity. And I just loved it. So putting this in the garden again and growing a bunch extra to give away to family and friends. It'll be great for my son's apartment. He's got like he and his girlfriend have a little veranda outside that dwarfs would do great on. And it's just a great tomato. Kelly's growing nanos. Good to hear. Rana's growing it this year. Good to hear. And Kenneth is growing nanos. First time growing. I think you like it. Kina says, I remember when I first tasted my first nano, sent you and Jen a message like, holy cow, this is wow. I forgot about that. You're right. Because sometimes, like, I think Kina and I have the same palate for sure. But sometimes, I don't know, things happen like between our different climates. I think they taste a little different. I know my bananas noir doesn't seem to do very well for Kina at all. But yes, I do remember that now that you say that, Kina. I forgot. Dewan, I just ordered seed for this one and can't wait to try it. Think you'll like it. You're growing 2 of these, says Teresa. I may also. I'm not sure. Mary L says, I'm growing that one this year. Excellent. And Kristen's growing it. And Christy's growing it. And our new live viewer, MB's growing it. That's good to hear. Christina's growing it. Excited to grow it this year. Lisa L growing this one. Can't wait to try it. I think you guys will really love it. Nanos was on my list but got cut this year. Oh, that's too bad. Elizabeth's growing it this year. And Jerry's trying to grow nanos this year. And Nicole says, my nanos just won't germinate. Oh, that's a bummer. Well, message me. I can send you extra seeds if you like. Nanos was my first to bloom this year too. Can't wait to taste. I think you'll like it. Akina, yeah, I know. My bananas doesn't like Norway. It just doesn't. But it did okay for your mom, right? Am I remembering that? I don't know. Oh, bye, Kelly. Have fun watching baseball with your mom. That's really nice. Karen says, I'm growing nanos, and my sturdy little plants are so far doing great. They are sturdy little plants, aren't they? And Claudia's growing nanos this year. And Satya is growing nanos meatball this year. Nano's Meatball Dwarf. Who is the original? It's from Secret Seed Cartel, Elin, which is a French vendor. It's a off type of something, if I remember the story right. It's an off type. Let me see if I can get the listing. Here it is. Let me see if I can show this. Nope. No prize. Don't do that. That's Thursdays. Come on. No, don't do that. Okay. Here's the listing at Secret Seed Cartel. Is it showing? Nope, it's not showing. Come on. Hang on. No. All right. Well, let me just read it to you then. And I'll put the link in the comments. Looks like they have them in stock. They were sold out for a long time. Okay, here's the link. But let me read to you what they say. I just put the link in the comments. They say, years ago we bought a pack of a known purple dwarf tomato from a well-known seed vendor. What we got from this pack of seed was a chocolate beefsteak dwarf, Nano's meatball, and a large red beefsteak indeterminate, they call meatball. We have been growing from saved seed for 4 years, and they have continued to produce the same as the parent. Nano's meatball has been the most productive dwarf we have ever grown. The size of the tomatoes for a dwarf plant is amazing, more like an indeterminate size would produce. It was our favorite tomato of 2023. It produces brick, red, or chocolate, as some might describe the color. Large beefsteak, solid meat, not mealy or soft, and has the taste of a purple to us. Sweet with a deep tomato taste at the end. Seriously, the best dwarf we have grown to date. And then they say, normally we would not release a tomato until it has been grown for 7 years. For a few reasons, and because of the huge demand for this, we are going to sell the seed. Please be aware that you might get something different for the next 3 generations. So that's what they have to say about it. Elin, if you go to my Instagram, you will see my full review from several months ago on Nano's meatball dwarf. But that's how Nanos came to be. Hang on. We've got Eva's here. Hi, Eva. And Larry's got 2 healthy seedlings. That's good. Oh, you think your mom's growing bananas this year? That's good. For some reason, I thought she grew it last year. Okay, so that's Nano's meatball dwarf. Moving on. Lucas, I don't know if you're here. This is one of yours. Nebulous Sugar Shock. It's one of from Lucas Wallman, an open source breeding. He's from Austria. He's a very frequent live viewer of the show. If not, I'm sure he'll catch the recording. But I'm growing a number of his that he was so kind to send me. Nebulous Sugar Shock sounds amazing. He said it's the sweetest tomato he's ever had, if not in the world. He says it's got an incredible Brix score of 13.9. Brix, I've talked many times before about Brix scores. That's what refractometers are for. It measures the sugar content in foods. So a 13.9 is, I've never seen a tomato 13.9. I'm breeding a micro dwarf right now that's an 11. I've seen some 10s like Raspberry Beret from Bill Yoder, 9s, but a 13.9 is unbelievable. He says it's a selection from a commercial variety that does not fully ripen in the original. Mine does. Very long ripening time. So that'll be torture. Lucas's Facebook group, he says it's a selection. Yeah, I already said that. I will not name the original variety for fear of legal consequences. Okay. It tastes super sweet and fruity. I have never had a sweeter one. She has a Brix of 13.9. Meanwhile, I don't know what that says. The plant is strong and bears well. It matures all at once, so it takes quite a long time until they are deep red, but then just wow. I know. Candy is right, Deb. 13.9 is candy. That must be like truly candy. Like the micro I'm growing that I'm calling Micro Bricks Fix at an 11 is super sweet. Banana Noir, my other, my saladette tomato that Rob and I stabilized, is very sweet. Doesn't get higher than a 10. So that's crazy. Linda's got 2 nanos up and going. Oh, Heidi, you're here. Glad you're here. And Julia's Nano's meatball is doing great. And Deborah's here. I slept in. I'm glad you got the extra sleep. We all need extra sleep. Oh, Christy got both a potato leaf and a regular leaf from her nanos, growing them both out. Mine have all been regular leaves so far, but yeah, grow out that potato leaf. I want to see what that's all about. Okay, that's... Oh, and I just noticed a spelling error. I forgot the L in Nebulous. Oh, well. It's not a Lauren episode without something being wrong. I try my best. Okay, the next couple are a little painful because neither one of them have germinated yet. Only 10 days, but still. This one's called Negro de Santiago. I'm growing a bunch of Spanish varieties. One, because I've heard how great they are. Two, is because it's one of my obsessions of the year. And 3, because I'm running the Spanish variety grow out in Tomato Lovers Collective and Swap. So I'm growing some Spanish pinks, a couple reds, and then these darker, like black varieties, this being one of them. It's an Arc of Taste variety, which if you watch my show and know anything about me, you know I'm a sucker for things that are offered or that are celebrated in the Arc of Taste slow food society. They tend to choose just varieties that may be going by the wayside or regional to villages that they want to call attention to and educate people about. So this is one of them. It's a slow food Arc of Taste variety. It's from Galicia, Spain. Fruit of 120 to 150 grams, beef steaks, usually slightly flattened, more or less deeply ribbed at the top with rounded shoulders, chocolate dark purple skin, sometimes green traces on the shoulders, juicy flesh, intense spicy and rich flavor. You see, I like spicy and rich. And then when you look on the site for Slow Food Arc of Taste, they say it is a medium to large tomato variety, intense dark red. They're available for only a brief period in summer, typically in July, I guess in Galicia, Spain. Has fleshy pulp, strong, sweet, slightly acidic flavor, does not store easily, becomes soft within days of being harvested. I like that. My favorite tomatoes tend to be like that. Often eaten by itself, cut into slices, served with no seasoning. It's also used to make preserves and jams and paired with cheese. And then they continue on. In 2012, only 4 farmers grew the Santiago black tomato and regularly saved its seeds. An agricultural research center helped repopularize the variety and prevent its extinction. Now an increasing number of farmers grow the Santiago black tomato for market. So you see why we need these varieties in our life. Anybody else growing this, or have you grown it? My kind of tomato spicy. You and me both, Eva. And the inside looks amazing. It does. It sure does. Hope mine germinate. I have to look. I don't remember if I put an extra seed in the cup either. Oh, Andrea, it's been on your in search of list for a while. Looks and sounds delicious. I'll have to look. I'll write it down. I forget. One of them I got from Tomato FIFU, but the other one I got from a friend. So I will check if I have extra seeds. I will let you know. It does look and sound delicious. You're right. Let's just hope for germination. Send out those positive germination vibes, you guys. All right, and then the next one also has not germinated. Negro Segureno, also from Spain. It's an heirloom from the Sierra Segura region of Spain. Fruit 300 to 400 grams. Beefsteak. Beautiful color. Regularly foliage. Indeterminate. And this is from Tomato FIFU, by the way, their information. Excellent old-fashioned tomato flavor. High sugar concentration. You see, I could have knocked this off the list, and then it gets with the high sugar concentration. But if neither of them germinate, they're both off the list, I guess. Evelina, Negro de Santiago will not disappoint you, Lauren. Thank you, Evelina. I will try. I've got things that I can do to pull out all the stops when seeds don't germinate my regular way. So I will have to do that. Maybe we'll just see. Hopefully it grows. Hey, Tara Dove, glad you're here. Sending big vibes your way. Thank you. Thank you. I've had great germination rates overall, really great. Just a couple stragglers. And maybe Heidi Dolan said it last week. She thinks it's maybe somebody's way of telling you that this shouldn't be on your grow list. Or maybe it's God's way of cutting down your grow list. So maybe I could look at it like that. Okay, this next one I got from my friend James Maxwell. Thank you, James. It's called Northern Green. So it brings together my love of green when ripe. And then the interior is a Lauren tomato. You guys know what I'm talking about if you watch me. He got these from Seed Savers Exchange. And then Tomato FIFU says it's a little-known variety whose origin is not established. Fruits weigh 150 to 300 grams, round with ribbing at the top, slightly rounded shoulders, pale green color turning amber when fully ripe, firm and juicy flesh, yellowish with pink marbling, exquisite taste. You know, this was on the bubble too, but then you throw in exquisite taste. There's no way. Vigorous plant, but with limited development, dense foliage, indeterminate growth, good and regular mid-season production. Has anybody grown Northern Green? Thank you guys all for the positive germination vibes. Right, Deb. It's a Deb tomato too. And Akina. Pink vein alert. It's got to be good, right? Right? This wasn't germinating either, but then I just got germination. So, yeah, looks and sounds great. Anybody else? Anybody else grown it? Put it in the comments. Okay, next one. We're moving right along. We'll see how far we get. Notorious. Little Duran there for you. This is Notorious from our friend Bill Yoder of the United States. This is part of his Duran line. I unfortunately, even though I had a lot to do with the naming of a lot of the Duran line, because I'm a Queen Duranie, and Bill and I talked about these at length. I can't grow them all this year, especially now. But I did pick a bunch, and this is one of them. Sounds really good. Bill says these are strong plants with very good production of large, dark tomatoes. Flavors are well balanced with a nice assertive undertone. One of my most productive varieties. And he told me that he really liked this one. Anybody else growing Notorious? No. Notorious. Woo, do. No, Notorious. No? Northern Green looks like my kind of tomato, says Nicole. Catherine Jones says Northern Green sounds delicious. I agree. Singer, overall model, and grow list disruptor. We need to tell Inspired Garden Life they need a shirt like that. Francis says, better hope these seed vendors aren't watching to learn our key trigger words to trick us into buying. I hadn't thought of that. Like exquisite taste or high sugar content. You're right. Kristen says, was hard, but only growing one variety for Duran Duran because I got Depeche Mode varieties I've been dying to grow. Yeah, there's some really good. I mean, Suffer Well and Shake the Disease, you guys probably know, are two of my all-time favorite tomatoes. I grew all of the Depeche Mode line last year, all that he had released at the time. He's released more since. But those were by far my favorite. Nicole Smith. Hey, Nicole. Great song, Notorious. Missy's growing Notorious. Probably growing this one, says Linda. Gosh, Francis, I hadn't thought of that. They will learn our keywords. Exquisite taste. Exceptional is another buzzword for me. Exceptional flavor, for sure. Mild, fruity, that doesn't get me. What exactly are the two other Depeche Mode? Fascination Street, is that part of the Depeche Mode? And I forget the other one. I can let you know. Not growing, but loving the singing. Oh, don't egg me on, Kenneth. Oh, Lisa L's growing this one. And Elin, you will be growing Notorious, won't you? A very nice friend got you those, didn't she? Kristen says, growing Suffer Well, World in My Eyes, Behind the Wheel, and Just Can't Get Enough. That's the other Depeche Mode one, Linda. Just Can't Get Enough. No, it's not noted on his seed packs. You have to find his stuff on his Facebook page. Fascination Street is a cure. Okay. Was it Blasphemous Rumors? I think that might be it then. Blasphemous Rumors and Just Can't Get Enough. Thank you, Karen. Strange Love is a Depeche, isn't it? Yes, I did grow that last year. Very, very pretty variety. Okay, what's next? Now, this is one you haven't heard me talk about before. It is from a vendor in Denmark, and it's called Obama. So put all political stuff aside here, because I sure am right now. And this is a rare variety that the breeder named Obama. I don't know anything about it other than this. She's named it this lovely, large, beautiful variety after Obama. The tomatoes are brown-green with a reddish tinge and the most fantastic dark interior when ripe. I don't have an interior shot. And one of the best, most aromatic, and richest beefsteaks. It's a bit late and it gets tall. That's all I know. That is all I know. I know Keena and Jen are growing Obama. Don't like to get political at all, so I won't. It's purely for the variety and the fact that it's brand new and rare, and I can't wait to see what comes out of it. Nicole says, Obama looks beautiful. It does. Teresa says, love it. And Sherva says, oh my God, I have to have Obama. Well, if all goes well, there will be seeds to share at the end of the season for sure. Eva likes it. Nice. Nice. Yep. Yep. The colors of it are pretty. That's the only picture I have of it. Keena, yes, I am, she says. And Keena, Jen, and I have very strong seedlings. So between the three of us, we will likely, hopefully, have good seasons as long as Mother Nature doesn't interfere, and we will be able to share seeds for this. Christy needs that one. Yeah. And sure, Teresa likes it too. Yeah. I don't know what to say. There's really, that is all the information I have out. Camilla Plum is the breeder. She's from Denmark. And this is brand new this year, so nobody would have grown it yet. Shura says, I love me some Obama. Aw. Well, keeping an eye on it. I may start a couple extra seeds. I don't know. I think I will start a couple extra seeds, and I will have starts available at my meetup with Jen on May 9th for anybody interested. Rowena would love to add Obama to my 2026 grow list. I've been saving this one. I haven't talked about it on Thursdays because I kind of wanted to surprise you guys with it. I'm not sure why, just because it's so unique. And I was really excited about it. So there it is. There's Obama. Plus, on Thursdays, I tend to do a deep dive into varieties, and there's no deep dive to have here other than what I'm showing you here. But I'm super excited to grow it. Okay, next one, Ochre Symphony. So Ochre Veil, this is a variety from Sofia Sakova of Russia. If you watch my show, she needs no introduction. This one is not available from any place other than her yet. It will be at the end of the season. Ochre Veil, she has available at places like Tomato Eden and all of that. Ochre Symphony, I got these directly from her, and she's not selling anything from her website at the moment. It looks amazing. I think I just knocked Ochre Veil off my list because some things have to go, and I'm opting more for things that aren't readily available so I can save seeds. I'm also running the Sofia Sakova grow out, so I'd like to be able to share seeds with everybody there. This is an F6, which means it's the 6th generation. Also means it could not be stable. It can do something what they call split, which means it could have different variations. You find a lot of Sophia's variations at Tomato Eden. Things like Bliss Streak, which is only an F1. I think I talked about this last week. It's a variant off of Bliss. So, rather than somebody taking it and renaming it something new, she pays homage to Sophia and names it Bliss Streak instead of taking credit for it. So I do that a lot with Jarsons. I did it with the Sgt. Pepper's Peach that I grew out this year. That was a variation off of Sgt. Pepper's White. That was a variation off of Sgt. Pepper's Yellow. Just a way to distinguish the variety and pay respects and homage to the original breeder. So what about Ochre Symphony? She says, good stability, but at the stage of selection, there's still a possibility of splitting. It's a mid-season 1.8 meter. Fruits are large plum hearts, very beautiful, ochre with green stripes. Fruits average 100 to 200 grams. Pulp is buttery with very few seeds. Taste is sweet with a little sourness. And there it is, Ochre Symphony. Kina is so wow, it's ridiculous. It has to be good. That was I think that was the first one you picked out of my envelope, wasn't it? Ochre Symphony? I think so. Love the looks of Ochre Symphony. Love the ochre. I know, me too. And Nicole says, whoa, Ochre Symphony. That's a wow looker for sure. I know, it does. Ochre Veil doesn't look... Am I right that Ochre Veil doesn't look all that different from this? Somebody correct me. Yes, that's right, that it was the first one you picked, yeah. Quincy, looks like a mango inside. It sure does. That looks delicious. I will all she's tomato. Don't understand. I'm sorry, Elin. Apologize. Oh, you're growing all of her tomatoes. I got it. You're doing very well, I have to say, for speaking English. She's Elin's from Russia. You're doing great. So she and I have struck up a friendship, and she's growing a lot of Sophia's also. You can see how it has hardly any seeds. I know. Keeping my fingers crossed for the Sophia grow outs that I have enough to share for everybody. Oh, that's right, Kina. Thank you. The ochre veil has more antho. Probably another reason why I dropped it. Buttery, meaning the texture. Really, a lot of these sites, especially in Russia, they call it oily. And there was one episode a couple months ago where we determined it's more like a buttery, like a mouth feel to it. But it does sound good too, doesn't it? Blah blah says, love the color. Me too. Me too. For those of you that know me, you know I save a lot of seeds and I love to give seeds away. So I hope you view this as not me saying, nah, 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 I'm growing this, but more like, look what I'll have to share at the end of the season if all goes well. But I am honored to receive a lot of these varieties for sure that aren't available for sale yet. Doesn't say RDB if it has potato leaves. She doesn't. Oop, hang on. I think it's regular leaf. I should go look. It's germinated. If you really need to know, I can go look quickly. Hey, Anthony, glad you're here. Kenneth says, I've been noticing all these Sophia varieties, and they're also interesting. I'm going to have to look into how to get some of these. I think a lot of us in the group are growing Sophia Sakova varieties this year, so I'm sure seeds won't be a problem. Hi, Ann L. One of my Danish friends describes Camilla Plum as an old hippie. She has had a TV show about gardening and food. She's also written gardening books. I did see one of her books on the website. Very cool. Well, I love that she's an old hippie. I love that. And I'm really honored to grow her Obama. Anthony says that looks crazy good. And Elin, yes, you're growing all Sophia's tomatoes. You're doing great. You're doing great with the English for sure. Hey, Sam. Sam's joining us. Rowena says, I think there will be seeds for many interesting varieties available after this season. I tell you, I remember thinking this last year in the group that we were all having such an epic season and that the end of the season seed trades would be epic, and they were. And I think this year tops it. Is it going to be even better? It's going to be a great year. Yeah, please do ask me on Facebook and remind me. I can go look. Hope it's tasty. Me too. Me too. All right. What is next? How are we doing on time? Time flies. This one I've talked about on my show before. This is another Russian variety that my friend who's able to order from Russia got for me. It's called Painted Piglet. I've seen this on some of your Seed Seeking Saturday posts. This is a tall, early ripening variety with long fruiting, powerful bushes with thick stems. On the outside, the tomatoes have a bizarre mixture. Bizarre mixture. You don't hear that with tomatoes every day. Bizarre mixture of pink, green, burgundy, and yellowish tones. And in the cut on a greenish background, there is a pink core with pink veins. Pulp is tender, very juicy. You can feel the delicious fruity sweetness with a slight sourness, with a fruity strawberry pineapple taste. A very tasty variety. Let me enlarge this photo so you can see. That looks pretty darn good. Fruity strawberry pineapple taste. Wowza. I'm in. Count me in. Oh, Elin, you've already grown Ochre Symphony. Yes, and it's very tasty. Good to know. Good to know. Julia, you do need this. Is it on your wish list? Oh, is it from Ukraine, Lena? That's not what I was told. Okay, well, I'm glad you told me. I don't like to have anything wrong. Let me write that down. Painted Piglet. Thank you. From Ukraine, as I said. And I was given 2 seeds for this and both germinated. Achillea Painted Piglet is the one variety that I really wanted that I didn't get. I will have to put that in for most wanted next year. Well, I'm sure I'm not the only one in the group growing it. Yeah, I'm sure I won't be. So I think I was only given 2 seeds for this. So unfortunately, I can't help you out. But next year, for sure. This is a Deb tomato too, Deb. Painted Piglet looks amazing. I know. It is. Blah Blah wants it too, and Linda wants it too. I know I really, really wanted this one. Kenneth, stepping away to grab some supper. I'll rewatch the rest later. Thanks for doing this, Lauren. Thanks for joining us, Kenneth. Glad to see you. Oh, and Naray's here. Hi, Naray. Painted Piglet looks awesome. It sure does. Awesome sauce. Okay, next one. This may have to fall off the grow list because it hasn't germinated yet. My friend Marco, who I talk about a lot, he's from Germany. He gave me like 5 varieties that I must grow, including Verde de las Landas, which I talked about. I've talked about incessantly. This is another one. And also Malachite Jen has told me that this is a not to be missed variety. It's not germinating. And I think in the grand scheme of things that I've recently acquired that I absolutely must grow because they're endangered. But trust me, I want to grow them anyway. I feel like I could skip a cherry. Now watch, I'm going to read this and I'm going to talk myself out of it. Okay. Both Marco and Malachite Jen tell me I must grow this. Marco says it's a regular leaf plant producing pink small tomatoes. It was bred by Rachel and Tevis Robertson Goldberg of the United States by using the famous Sun Sugar, which is an F1 hybrid. This variety is the sweetest cherry tomato I have tasted so far, but it is not just mild and boring like many sweet cherries. Pink Princess is also bold and now I'm rethinking. Bold and aromatic at the same time with just a very small amount of acidity to make things a bit more interesting. Surely one of the best tasting cherry tomatoes out there. And then Open Source Seed Initiative says crack resistant, indeterminate, originated as a sister to honey drop in the early years of that breeding project that we decided was too good to get rid of, even though we were aiming for an orange cherry tomato. It was the sweetest cherry tomato we had grown until Anona's Sunset came along. Well, now I need to look up that one. Anonas, Anona's Sunset. ANONA''S, Sunset. Okay, looking that one up now. It has developed a following among our farmers market customers, has a thicker skin and firmer texture than most, which are both positive traits in this instance. Selected for flavor, crack resistance, vigor, and disease resistance in western Massachusetts, which is in the United States. This variety is more prone to crossing than most tomatoes, kind of like coyote. So who has grown Pink Princess? Christy says this one didn't do well for me. It was overly tart without balance. Maybe I need new seeds. My seeds aren't germinating. South Texas sprouts, not related to these tomatoes, but in general, how long does it take for seeds to reach Canada from the United States and vice versa? Do you know, it totally depends. Totally depends. I've had some in less than a week that I've sent. I've had some more like 2 weeks. Yeah, you just never know. I mean, I just sent Elin in Russia some seeds. They went to Florida first from here in New Jersey and then to Russia. And it was something like 12 days or something insane like that, all the way to Russia. So you just never know. I don't know if Canada's fixed their postal problems. It seems like they have. So I wish I could give you a solid answer. It shouldn't be longer than 2 weeks, though, I will tell you that. If anybody else has a different experience, please put it in the comments. Oh, Dawana, you're killing me. I'm not usually a huge fan of cherry tomatoes, and this one blew me away when I grew it. Growless disruptor. Growless disruptor. Rachel's grown Pink Princess. It is good, but not as sweet as Sun Gold. Okay. And Dawana loved it so much she's growing it again. Linda's got an answer. Envelope to Canada from Tennessee took 3 weeks and vice versa. Good to know. Andrea got Pink Princess G Pool in a trade. Wonder if it's the same or different. It would be the same. Oh, I have links for all of these, Lean. I'm just not posting them. But if anybody wants, I'll put them in the grow or in the. I keep meaning to put them in the show notes afterwards, and I keep forgetting. But I have links to all of these for anybody that is interested. I've got painted piglet, everything I've talked about, unless it's my own cross or something like that has a link, with a couple exceptions. Okay. Rowena is in Canada. Coming to Canada from the U.S. has taken as long as a month. Okay, good to know. Okay, so that's Pink Princess. We shall see if it germinates. Now I kind of want it to. I'm a sick woman. I'm a sick woman. Why do you guys watch this? I'm a sick woman. And I make you all sick too. Turn off the channel. Just don't even watch anymore. Seriously, I'm glad you're watching. This one's Polish Bling. I was given F2 seeds for this from both Heidi and Haley. It's one of Craig LaHoulier's new ones. This photo is from Heidi Dolan. Thank you, Heidi. It is a cross between Polish and Blues Bling F2. And Craig says, 2 years ago, I crossed these two varieties, and the hybrid, which was grown last year, was a regular leaf indeterminate plant that gave large, oblate, delicious pink tomatoes. I decided to grow out one variegated potato leaf plant this year. These are variegated? Huh. I know the one I showed last week, Lucky Bling, had a beautiful variation on it, or variegated on it. The tomatoes on the F2 plant in this year's garden are in the 1 pound range, oblate, smooth, a nice, rich purple color, and are quite delicious if allowed to fully ripen. They are very meaty, with the internal structure reflecting that of Polish. I'm quite excited about this as it represents a potato leaf version of Blues Bling with a slightly better flavor and internal structure. It is a very early generation, so further work will be required to stabilize this fortunate find. One possible name for this combination going forward is Polish Bling, and that's what he has called it in these early days. Oh, good night, Kina. Good night, my friend. Thanks for watching. Where are we at? Linda says, you're not sick, just have tomato fever. Amen, sister. And like I said at the beginning of the episode, it's fun to escape in our tomato world for a while, right? Those of us who like tomatoes. Tomato addiction is a disease we all enjoy. South Texas Sprout says, oh, this one's gorgeous. Nicole Smith says the same thing. Sherva says, we watch because you introduce us to tomatoes like Obama. Oh, that's nice. So happy to share with you all. Because for me, it is all about sharing, isn't it? It's no fun if I hoard all the seeds for myself and don't share what I'm growing with you all, because I want to get you guys excited too. And I think, and Jen, of course, on her channel, Jen Joy, we like to get you guys excited because life is hard, and we can get some sanctuary out in our gardens each year. And even just starting seeds, I call it dirt therapy. It really is therapy for me. And this time with you guys is definitely therapy for me also. Karen says, be still my heart, Polish bling. That looks great, says Rana. Nicole says, I'm going to need a second job to buy all these seeds I want. Oh, hey, Lisa. Hey, Lisa. You missed a bit, but you can always watch the recording. Glad you made it. And Elin says, fantastic tomato. And Duwana says, yes, yes. We're a little bubble of happy, or lovely bubble of happy. I like that. I like that. All right, that's Polish bling F2. Okay, this is Prune Iber puera. I got seeds from Lux Tomatoes. Don't see a origin on this, so I left it off. Looks very similar to Elves of the Puzzlewood Forest. Wondering if it's the same tomato or not. Growing both, I will make that determination. Lux Tomato says it's very beautiful, tall, mid-season variety up to 2 meters high. Bush with few leaves, productive with plum heart-shaped fruits with a nose, olive with bronze spills of color weighing 180 to 300 grams. The pulp on the cut is tricolor, juicy, and sweet. That's what got me, that coloring, with a fruity note. And then Samina Tomatov says, gorgeous variety, tall mid-season. Taste is bright, very sweet, delicious, very few seeds in the fruits. It seems to be the case with so many of things I'm growing this year, which is ironic since I love the seeds and goo. But this one's gorgeous. Anybody else growing this or have grown it? Heidi says that looks like a good one. Yeah, it does. It does. I'm going to put it right next to Elves of the Puzzlewood Forest and compare. Lisa, this is such a great point. Common factor in all the blue zones where people regularly age into their 90s and above is gardening. And you know what else they do? They connect with one another in their villages, like in Okinawa, Japan. So connection is so important, and connection is something that we often lose, in this age of social media and all of that. Connecting in person is something we lose, but it is important to our health. So even though we can't all be together in the same place, this kind of connection is healthy. It's good for us, right? It is. It's helpful to form friends and to take a look at, just to get to know each other. And May 9th, if you can come to our seed swap, meet and greet with Jen and I, Friday, May 9th in Carlisle, Pennsylvania, we can actually connect in person and give each other a great big hug. Or if you're not a hugger, I'll just wave. I might sing. Anybody grown this or is growing this year? I think you and Jen need to meet up in California. I know. Well, you guys subscribe to the channel, and maybe with my YouTube earnings, I will get a ticket out to California. Lisa says connection. Absolutely. So we both get there. And gratitude. Gratitude is an important part, and it's called something different in different languages, but practicing gratitude is an important part of living a longer, healthier life. Hence the name of my other group, Attitude of Gratitude with Chronic Pain. Oh, Haley says, the Polish bling seeds I gave you were F4 and looked like the photos Craig had for them, and flavor seemed to be on par with his description as well. You know what I think I did? Thank you for telling me that. Because I was looking for verbiage on the variety, and I took it from Craig, which was an old blog post, and I accidentally put it on the image also. Thank you. So these would be F5s then that I'm growing. That makes more sense. Thanks, Haley. I appreciate that. Teresa, I've subscribed to you both. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Okay, next one. We'll go another 30 minutes. We'll go until 6 p.m. Eastern, just to try to get through. And I think it'll be one more episode after this. This one's already fallen off my grow list. But I might re-talk myself into it. I have not sown seeds for it. This variety is from Russia. It's called Purple Prince. Common Sense. I got my seeds from Common Sense Seeds. They say it is an excellent tasting tomato. It is sweet and juicy with chocolate brown fruits ranging in size from 60 to 80 grams or 3 to 4 ounces. It's also hardy and easy to grow. Intriguingly, Purple Prince's genetics suggest it is closely related to the famous black cherry, which I know so many of you love, tomato, and another famous and mysterious tomato, purple calabash. This puts it in good company. All three tomatoes share a specific GF green or green flesh gene that suggests common ancestry. And Common Sense Seeds, if you ever go to their site, they're really great about explaining all genetics. And there's some really interesting genetics that we often don't know about in our tomatoes. I mean, they all have genetics, of course, but they explain certain genetics in certain tomatoes. So commonsenseseeds.ca, they're in Canada. The green flesh gene of this tomato possesses a stay green phenotype, resulting in fruits that ripen to a red-brown color due to the retention of chlorophyll and the simultaneous accumulation of lycopene. Lycopene, cancer preventing. In other words, the GF gene causes tomatoes to retain both their green chlorophyll and red lycopene, which causes the tomatoes to turn brown, black, purple rather than red. The green flesh gene is responsible for brown, black, purple coloration of other famous varieties such as Cherokee Purple, Black Crim, and Black Zebra. And they note there is another tomato out there called Black Prince, which is different from Purple Prince. We know they are different varieties based on the studies cited above, and they link a study. So they're not the same as Black Prince. Has anybody grown Purple Prince? I thought when I said purple calabash, I had a feeling that you would chime in. Eland's grew last year and repeating this season too. So you must have liked it then. Yes, Eland? Good to know. Okay. This is something that many of us are growing this year and is pretty much exclusive to Tomato Lovers Collective and Swap, other than who Brooke has given seeds to. So this is a variety we first learned about from Cordaro and Ansel, believe it or not. Cordaro's wife was going to be at a conference where the speaker was this woman here, Brooke Schaefer. She does a lot of nonprofit work with a particular organization, and she also has a farm called Shorty's Funny Farm. She's from the United States, and she's cute as a button, as you can see here. And she found this tomato growing out of her burn pile one year. She's named it Red Trash Panda. What is it? We don't know. But for now, this one is now forever known as Red Trash Panda. And thank you, Cordaro and Ansel, for sending me seeds for this very early on. I then, of course, reached out to Brooke and introduced myself to her, and she gave me lots of seeds to give away, and I've given out lots of seeds in the group for Red Trash Panda. Here's what she says about it. She said it's her own breed of tomato. It was the first one to ripen this year, meaning last year. I posted about this plant a few weeks ago. Someone told me to cut off that flower as they felt the plant was too small to support it. Don't listen to every bit of unsolicited advice you get, or you might not push your boundaries. Red Trash Panda is a breed of tomato that I've been working on for a few years. It all comes from one plant that was growing out of my burn pile a few years ago. I noticed that it was very hardy and had the best dark red tomatoes. I've been saving my best plants since, and I love the result. A super rich, intense tomato flavor that grows like crazy. Everybody out there who's growing it, I want to hear from you. Red Trash Panda. Blah Blah's growing it. Duana's growing it. Hi, Hope. Hi, Hope. It's off to work we go. Hope, I sent your envelope. I don't know if you saw my private message. Growing this one, says Linda. Tiffany, I'm growing it. I call it RTP also. Growing it because of you. That's good. I'm glad to hear that, Tiffany. And Nicole's growing it. And Kim L's growing it. And Haley's growing it. And Karen's growing it. And Lisa's growing it. I'm really happy to hear that. She started with giving me just a few packets of seeds to give away. And of course, I gave one to Keena and one to Jen. And then she had intended on selling them this fall. She told me this last summer. She intended on selling them. And then her work is just keeps her so busy. She couldn't sell it. So that's when she sent me a whole bunch of seeds to give out. Rowena's growing it. Heidi's growing it. Hope's growing it. Jerry's growing it. Elizabeth Bang is growing it. Glad to hear it, you guys. So we'll all be comparing notes this year. And Brooke, if you're watching, thank you for giving us the seeds for this. Don't know how tall it grows. She doesn't. Oh, one. No, that's the next one. It might be on the seed packet, which I don't have with me. I don't know how tall it grows. I guess we'll all find out together. Mine germinated like rock stars. Hope yours did too. Obviously, if it grew out of her burn pile, it is some variety. She just doesn't know what it is. So when you find something you love and you can't possibly know what it is, give it your own name. But I guess we'll find out if it's, how it does. It looks like a nice size, and that interior just makes me swoon. Love it. Love it. Love it. Okay, next one. This is another variety of Sophia's that she sent me. It is I've been talking about how a lot of her varieties are not stable yet. She has another variety called Strawberry Waterfall. This is a split from that. She calls it Riddle of Strawberry Waterfall. She says, I present to you another line of splitting of Strawberry Waterfall. What a variety. It does not calm down. And each subsequent line of splitting, more interesting than the previous one, has to be stabilized. So she's getting a lot of splits off of her Strawberry Waterfall, and they're all so good. She's now stabilizing all of them. I kind of know the feeling with some of the stuff that I'm working on, especially in micros. Medium early bush in a greenhouse is 1.8 meters. Sorry, she's got two different things here because she's got two different versions of it on her site. But this is what Riddle of Strawberry Waterfall looks like. I have a couple really strong seedlings, which make me happy. Anybody else growing this? Oh, Heidi, look, there's nothing on the packet. You have the original packet from her, Heidi? And Heidi says, I'm growing that one. Are you growing regular Strawberry Waterfall or the Riddle of Strawberry Waterfall? Oh, you were able to buy some from Brooke, huh? She must have made an exception. Mike has 2 red trash pandas. No, nothing on packet. Okay. Christy. Hi, Christy. Iris shared seeds from the seeds you sent her with me, so I'm growing it too. Red Trash Panda? Oh, I could have sent you your own, my friend. But I'm glad she shared. Lisa's growing regular Strawberry Waterfall. Heidi's growing regular Strawberry Waterfall. And Elin, I'm not surprised you're growing this too. Elin, it's funny being in Russia. I think, oh, all these varieties that are on my wish list. When things are on my wish list and I can buy it, I normally buy it. But things in Russia we cannot buy. So I've got to have friends who send me varieties. And I would imagine the people of Russia probably can't order from many places outside Russia either. So hopefully one day that will change. Elin and I were just talking about that today. So that's Riddle of Strawberry Waterfall. Okay. This is another one. Yeah, this is another one that my friend Marco says is great. He says it's one of the best tomatoes he's ever had. It's also another one that hasn't germinated for me yet. I was just talking to Marco about some of these a little while ago. From Sophia's site, she says Rosado de Ayerbe. Ayerbe is a city in Spain. It's an indeterminate mid-season variety from Spain. Very beautiful, aromatic, juicy fruits, dark saturated pink, weighing 300 to 500 grams. They're big. Excellent balance of sugar and acid, very productive and beautiful variety. When I say Sophia says this, Sophia sells things on her site in Russia that aren't hers also, so don't mistake this for one of her varieties. It's not. So that's Rosado de Ayerbe. Anybody grown it? This next one is another one I'm having trouble with germination. For some reason, the Spanish ones aren't. So I'm getting many Spanish varieties, but the two Negros and the two Rosas, I'm having a hard time with. Rosa de Barbastro. Tomato Faifu says it's from the village of Barbastro, province of Huesca, Spain. It's considered by connoisseurs as one of the best tomatoes in the world. Didn't we just hear that with the Japanese one? Misora. We did. Well, I'll be the judge of that as long as it germinates. Beefsteak type fruit, weighing 300 to 500 grams, slightly flattened at the poles, more or less marked ribbing at the top and shoulders. Pink color with green shoulders that only tints at full maturity. Thin skin, pink flesh with a dense texture, low in seeds and high in antioxidants. All right, I don't know how you measure antioxidants, but we'll take their word for it. I love the interior color. That deep red just also makes me swoon. Remarkable flavor. That's another buzzword. Remarkable flavor with very low acidity. Plant with great development, regular foliage, indeterminate growth, mid-season production until the first frost, good uniformity in fruit size. So that's Rosa de Barbastro. Anybody grown this? Yeah, often or south of the border. Mine didn't come from south of the border, but I hear you. My seeds I sent Lucas had problems too. Okay, so I'm keeping my fingers crossed on both of these for germination. And I have, where'd that come from? Oh, there it is. This one did germinate, and I'm glad. We've talked about this one quite a bit. Jen has it listed as one of her best tomatoes of all time. We talked about it on Friday night. Our mutual friend Tim Schneidegers, who's the grandson of Carl Schneidegers, the man behind Carl's Emslandtraube cherry tomato. He sent both of us seeds for this last year. I didn't grow it, Jen did, and she said it was mind-blowing. So, of course, I've got to grow it this year. Spanish heritage from the Llano Cantabria region. Beefsteak pink fruit, flattened, discreetly ribbed in the upper part and plump shoulders. Fleshy and juicy beef flesh, well-balanced flavor raised by an acidity that makes it uneven. Plant with great development, regular foliage, indefinite growth, abundant and regular production of mid-season. And that's all it says. Anybody else has grown this one? Hope's already got 2 of them planted out. Nice. I know somebody's growing this for our Spanish grow out. Yeah, no. Jen says she's not growing suffer well because she said I've already grown it. She doesn't need to review it. And I'm like, if she says something's good, I'm like, I'm growing it. I want to grow it. She's going to grow suffer well. She just doesn't know it yet. I'm going to be bringing her a plant on May 9th. Shh. I know you're listening, Jen. Okay, next one. How much time we have? 15 more minutes. Another Sophia variety called Rose Gold, which is an F5. Really wanted this one. It's a cross between Chupa Chups and Apricot Confiture. Chupa Chups I've heard not great things about, but I'm willing to overlook that because sometimes negatives do make a positive, like Uptown Funk, which has indigo rose in it, which is a gnarly tomato. So this one, look at the looks of this thing. So it's from Russia, Sophia Sakova again. It's an F5, showed good stability at F5, but can still split. Height is 1.7 to 1.8 meters. Mid-early ripening. Fruits are very beautiful, pink-orange, flat round, with anthocyanin coating on the shoulders. They weigh 300 grams on average. Isn't it beautiful? That's pretty, I know. And just the name, too, Rose Gold. That sounds so nice. Hi, Sharon. Late, but made it for a bit from British Columbia, Pacific Northwest. Thanks for being here. You can watch the playback. We've talked about some really good stuff today. So that's Rose Gold. We'll see how that one goes. This one's already been knocked off my grow list. Also, I'm glad Kina's gone to bed because she'd be cursing me for taking this off my grow list. But things have just got to be cut with the new stuff I've gotten in. So this is San Francisco Sunrise. I'll tell you about it anyway because it was on my grow list until recently. And knowing me, I'll talk myself back into it. Kids Seed Company is where I got the seeds for this. And they say, this is from their verbiage on their site. 10 years ago, Bay Area master gardener Bruce Gorin noticed a beautiful mutation on one of his Orange Jazz tomatoes. Orange Jazz is a variety by Fred Hempel of the United States, the late Fred Hempel of the United States. Also known as Bigley, by the way. He named it Bigley as a joke, but it's really Orange Jazz. He saved seeds and stabilized the new variety for 10 years and named the new variety San Francisco Sunrise. The San Francisco Sunrise produces very large fruits, average over 1 pound, and can even reach 2 pounds. By the way, Kina will kill me because she loved this. I should put that out there. She grew this last year, I think it was last year, and loved it. So for the record, that's Kina's take. The beefsteak type tomatoes have stunning red and orange flesh with red stripes over orange on the skin. Flavor is very sweet with hints of fruit and low to medium acid. And Bruce sent Kids Seed Company their parent seed of this amazing new variety. Anybody else growing San Francisco Sunrise this year? That interior, not sure. Let's see, that was 2 minutes ago. I'm thinking that was probably Rose Gold. Yeah, that interior, something else. And Leslie, Sophia sure has some beautiful looking tomatoes. She does. She and Bill Yoder, man, their tomatoes are art. They just are. One from Russia, one from the United States. All right, this next one shouldn't be a surprise. I also talked about it on my show with my top tomatoes of all time. Shake the Disease, I'm growing again, along with Suffer Well, spoiler alert, because it's just phenomenal. It's a plant that's very disease resistant, hence the names from the Depeche Mode line of bills. It is, you bite into it, and it's very citrusy at first. So much so that I wasn't sure initially if I liked it. But then the finish was the star. It went from like a pucker to extreme sweetness, lingered on the palate, super delicious. Look at that. Let me expand this. That interior is just gorgeous with that green seeds and goo. What else do we know about it? You can read my full review on my Instagram page. Let's see, do I have a Brix? The Brix was 7.4, so it's pretty sweet for a beefsteak, and we gave it a 9 out of 10. So that's Shake the Disease. Rowena's growing Shake the Disease. I'm glad to hear that. Hi, Hector, growing San Francisco Sunrise. Great. Who else is growing Shake the Disease? I've given out a lot of those seeds too. Achilea is growing Shake the Disease. And B's growing this one too. Nice to hear. I think you guys will like it. Do I like it as much as Suffer Well? No. But I like it a lot. Suffer Well was just sublime. I mean, this was sublime too, but that was something else. Julie's growing it also, and Blah Blah's growing it too. Glad to hear it, you guys. All right, how many more can we get through? 8 minutes. We can do this thing. All right, Silvery. Don't know an origin on it. I got seeds from J&L Gardens, which I believe is they don't seem to know the origin either. They say it's an absolutely stunning green tomato. It's unknown in most of the world. It deserves recognition for its flavor and texture alone. The plants are vigorous and reliable producers, and the fruit is quite uniform and of excellent quality. I would encourage you to give Silvery a try in the garden this summer. That's their verbiage. And then there's a site called Heirloom Tomato Farm. I don't know if they're from China, Japan. They have Asian markings all over their site. They have great varieties listed. They don't seem to sell any of them. They seem to be kind of just a holding place for information. But the photo on the left came from them. And they say the origin is unclear, but it is thought to have originated in Russia. They say Joe Raris of J&L Garden declares that this is one of the most beautiful green tomatoes. And they say we do too. So J&L Gardens is where I got my seeds. It has and they're in the United States. It has a somewhat flat pleated shape, weighs 100 to 380 grams, can also be said to be the largest green tomato. It's an indeterminate and requires support. Anybody grown this one before? Christy's growing Shake the Disease. Andrew's dropped a couple seeds for Shake the Disease. Nice. You're growing Shake the Disease too, Elin? Good to hear. Eva needs to only grow dwarf tomatoes in my green stock. But that's okay. You can grow lots of great dwarfs in your green stock. Oh, have you grown it before, Lisa? You're growing it. It's an excellent GUR. I got mine. Tell us more. Don't just leave us with it's an excellent GWR. Tell me. I don't know what happened when I was planting. I have like 7 seeds that popped up, and not intentionally. Which means, gang, come on May 9th to our meetup and seedling swap. I'll have extra of these for sure. Can't wait to hear all the reviews from you all as my growing season is opposite. Well, we live vicariously through you too in Australia to hear what you think of things too. Okay, here's a Spanish one that did germinate. Spanish chocolate. I got these seeds from Graf Semina. They say it was new in 2019, a real discovery. Strong, powerful bush, early, 1.9 meters tall and open ground, thick stems and erect, dense leaves, densely foliated. There are 6 to 7 fruits in a cluster, weighing 250 to 300 grams. They're flat-ribbed variety. Purple with chocolate tint, glossy, bright, dense in the cut, dark pulp, very aromatic and sweet, with a memorable smoky taste. The highest score of all criteria, top favorite. That's from Graf Semina. So just the coloring on this one, I knew I had to grow it. And it being Spanish too, of course. Oh, wow. Isn't it beautiful? Yeah, you people into my Spanish grow out, you'll be getting these too if all goes well. Rowena, I'm not sure you want to eat your growing STD. Never thought of Shake the Disease being STD. Eva says, wow, also. Yeah, it's a good one. Hope loves it. making note of that, Hope. Not sure I have extra seeds or not. I will check. Cindy Cease here, all the way from the Philippines. Hey, Cindy. That looks so good. Doesn't it look beautiful? Absolutely beautiful. Many of the Spanish varieties are beautiful. They are. They are. I've got one that comes up in the V section, two, but one in particular that I've never seen a Spanish tomato like it. We won't get there today. All right. Here's another Sophia. Surprise, surprise. Sparkling purple ogonek, otherwise known as sparkling purple light, which you can, I think, get this where? Tomato Eden or Graf Samina, maybe? I think so. Anyway, but I'm growing it. Sophia from Russia, F6. It is a cross between Night Candle and Starfighter Prime. F6 generation, mid-season, 2 meters in the greenhouse, new variety of her selection, one of her favorites in taste and beauty. Fruits are elongated hearts with nose, which is like the little point at the bottom. 200 to 400 grams. The color goes from brick to deep purple. Brick stripes like tongues of flame glow from the inside. A slightly noticeable ant may appear. I don't know what that means. Purple flesh with tongues of fire on the cut. Sparkles and shimmers. The taste is rich, very sweet, with a slightly noticeable sourness. And then she had limited amount of seeds. And then she wrote in her first 3 bushes, there simply were no seeds at all. Well, I sure am glad to get seeds. But you can see, where are the seeds? Barely noticeable on the outside. Those are all meat. Me and Mary are growing sparkling purple light. Good to know. Good to know. I forget if anybody is doing it for our Sophia grow out. I think they are. Was it one of you, maybe? These kinds of tomatoes make me really miss my garden in the Bay Area. Well, the good news is, Eva, if you have to look on a bright side, that there's so many great dwarfs out there nowadays and micro dwarfs that, maybe you can't grow a lot of these, but you find good ones too. I am sorry about that. Linda, yeah, you've got one of these going, don't you? And Cindy, okay, I need that. Yeah, we'll see how many seeds we end up with, huh? I have 3 plants right now. Maybe I should grow them. I can't grow them all. I don't have room. I don't have room for what I'm showing you. Okay, we're going to end on this one for today. And then we'll finish up next week. This one I've been excited about for a while. I've featured it on my show at least once. It was a most wanted because I couldn't order it. It is from Italy, but the vendor was from Switzerland, and they're the only vendor I've seen that carries it. Haley, if you're still here, this one's for you. Stella del Sol, it's called. All right. So they say it's a very rare variety from Switzerland. But they say, let me read it to you and it'll explain more. I had a friend from Germany order me the seeds. Thank you, Sabine. From Tomatenchi, says beautiful white fruits, around 300 grams with reddish stripes, very aromatic, old Italian variety that appeared in southern Switzerland about 50 years ago. So that's why I wrote Italy. But I love, let me expand this for you. So it's obviously a white variety. Look at the pink at the bottom. And a lot of white varieties are really yellow in the end. And I don't mind that. I just want flavor. This one's pretty darn white. So I'll be curious to see what I get. I said, this is for you, Haley, because Haley loves her white tomatoes. So that's Stella del Sol. Super excited for that one. I've got a couple plants going for that one too. Stella is a wow. I agree. Stella is a wow. So, all right. So we're at 2 hours. And then next week we will do part 6 up. Here's Haley. I was wondering where you were. I'm growing that one, but one of my seedlings got decapitated. So fingers crossed the others germinate. Fingers crossed for sure, Haley. I just had a decapitated, I think I shared this last week, of the Condafury, Italian Condafury. Thankfully, I have another seedling coming up through the works. I thought I could save the bent top on the more mature one. Not so much, but at least I have another one. That's a special one too. So thanks everybody for joining me today. I will see you on Thursday. Hopefully, if you can join in for Lauren's Tomato Awesome Sauce. That's where I talk about not necessarily things I'm growing, probably not things I'm growing because I'm showing that all in my grow list videos, but whatever varieties I'm obsessed with on any given week. It changes by the day. But thanks for joining in, and I will make sure if you're not a member already, make sure you join us over in Tomato Lovers Collective and Swap. And if you can please follow me on Instagram, it's Mr. and Mrs. Tomato Head. All right. Thanks, gang. I will see you next time. Let's get some music to play us out. Love, gratitude. Everybody.